All right, team, we are continuing our great adventure from A1 to A2, Austin to Alaska. We have made our first, what I would call major pit stop, which was here in Bozeman, Montana. We're gonna stay here for a few days. It's very clear just how the terrain changes, and I will say we feel right at home. We've never been to Bozeman, but one of the things that I know is how the body feels when you're in a place, it just resonates. The deserts of Arizona and the intense landscapes of Utah were amazing, and we're definitely gonna be spending some time back in Zion. It's just one of those places we know we can spend a week easily, hiking, camping, climbing, doing all the different types of activities out there. But when we walked in or drove into this part of the world, Bozeman, Montana, I'll tell you, it felt just like Alaska. Lush green trees everywhere, mountainsides, white caps, rivers flowing through everything you can see. It feels very life-giving, and it's something that we really enjoy, this environment. You have wildlife crossings everywhere, really epic to see. So Bozeman has always had what I would call a very special place in my heart. Playing the guitar growing up, Gibsons were the guitar of choice. Whether it was a J45 or an acoustic hummingbird there that was strumming on, I always saw as a kid, even though I was playing in Texas, I would always see the little sticker inside that would say Gibson guitar, what model it was, and then Bozeman, Montana. So I knew one day I always wanted to go out there and see how these guitars were made. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna go check out the Bozeman or guitar factory, the Gibson Guitar Factory. Hopefully if they're open, and hopefully they're allowing folks in there. So we're gonna go try to see if we can just pop in. Then we're gonna go check out the different distilleries and places to eat. This place reminds me of some small towns like a Georgetown right outside of Austin. Just the people are super kind. The environment is super outdoorsy, and everybody here it's got this energy that everybody here wants to be here, and it's a really beautiful environment. It just has that feel. It's got everything you need of a small town, this really cool looking old downtown, but then you also have this bigger city amenities, REIs, Home Depots, everything that you need. So we're really stoked to be here right now to go give this thing a solid try and see what it's all about. That's why we're hanging out here for a few days before we brave into British Columbia, Canada, because that's gonna be a heads down trip. Because it's not that there isn't great things to see out there, but we really got to go get to Alaska. And so we're going to go spend a few days driving hard through Canada, which is why we wanted to enjoy our time here in Bozeman. The other thing we're going to do is check out these epic hiking trails. There's been, even at brunch today, folks giving us a ton of recommendations on where to go. We're definitely not going to be able to hit nearly the amount we want to, but we're going to go give a few of them a try. And then we're just going to go do what we call general recon. Just being able to enjoy the environment, see what's going on, and be able to just get an idea of what we want to do next time that we come through here. Last thing I'll say is the van has been epic. This van has been a game changer. For a lot of folks who haven't camped in different things before and maybe haven't really enjoyed the amenities that something like this can provide, I'll tell you, this is something that you don't really know what you're missing until you have it. And camping in rooftop tents and on the ground and in different things have been awesome. But what I will say is there's just, especially with three of us, me, Kelsie, and Crockett, our dog, it's been really neat to have this place that fits just perfectly. What we found though is that you gotta have everything in the right place, and you gotta be minimal still. You can't take everything, even though you probably can cram this van full. You gotta be able to be very strategic. But if you are, this thing not only can hold and accommodate you as if you're living in this small capsule studio, but it's like an apartment on wheels, but you can, because it is so small compared to a travel trailer setup or whatnot, you feel like you can just kind of run errands in town and it's not a big deal. The van has been awesome. We're gonna continue to learn and explore more about it. But in the meantime, what we're gonna do right now is go check out more of Bozeman, Montana. Stay tuned. This town, I think we're gonna be in for a treat. Right, we're hiking up here in Bozeman, Montana. Nice morning hike, easy going. They call it the College M Trail. So I think a pretty popular spot. I saw a lot of folks trail running and coming out here for their morning hikes. And this dude, you pumped? Ton of dogs on the trail. This is so nice out here. Reminds us of Alaska, where you can get to some pretty epic trails just right outside of Anchorage or in Anchorage. So it's nice just to be able to wake up, get your hike on, and get your coffee on, Get your breakfast on. This is the M. Doesn't look like an M up close, but it is. All these rocks here. All right, team, we made it to the top of the college M. Not a hard hike, easier hike. There's actually a shorter, shallower route. A lot more gradual, still a good workout, and then a more steep route, which is right behind us. What's up, man? Anyway, beautiful views up here. Beautiful views up here. It seems like every time I talk, Crockett just wants to get a word in. But the views are epic. There's some gorgeous houses down there, like horse stuff, horse farms, big old shops with toys in it, different things like that. Really beautiful morning, nice and breezy. And now it's time to go get some coffee and some breakfast. Yeah. All right. You ready? Hey, you gotta keep your mouth going so people know how you feel.
What'd you think about that?
Like,
now he's shy.
All right, let's go.
Here we are, on the way to Gibson. You pumped?
Yes, I am pumped. I've been playing Gibson guitars since I was a little peep. Couldn't afford one at first, but when I saved up a little money, I bought my first Gibson J45, and I remember when I strummed it, it was like nothing I'd ever heard before. Sad story is, years later, I was playing a couple gigs in New York, and we were storing our equipment in a music storage closet under Triple Key, so there's 3 doors to get through. And we got done playing the show that night. We stored it because it was super late, and then we were going to grab our equipment in the morning. Woke up the next morning, and
Go that way.
okay, and gone. So stolen. It stole my Gibson J45, and even though I could buy another one, the hard part about it is it's all the stories you make with it, and it sounds better over time. And I had belt buckle scratches in it. I had a ton of like just different things that made it special. So it was a couple years, well, when it was, no, actually that year, I think, I was still playing, so I had to go play another, I had to play some more music and wanted a Gibson. And so I bought a Gibson Hummingbird, but it was from their custom shop. And if anybody knows what a Gibson custom guitar is, it's epic. They make it only limited runs, if only one sometimes. And it was amazing. It had this tobacco finish on it. The back was like this. Technically, it's a defect in the tree, but it looks beautiful. It looked like the whole back of the guitar was on fire. It was like in flames, like billowing flames, but it wasn't painted flames. It was the way the tree like lines were naturally. It's one of the beautiful guitars I've ever seen. I would still take that J45 back in a heartbeat, even if that meant I had to trade in that Hummingbird to get it back, just because it was really like the first guitar that I bought that meant something to me. But now we're back. And so I didn't tell Kelsie, but we're buying another one today. I'll show you.
Looks cool.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. All right, amigos, so we are here at the Gibson factory. We toured the entire facility, got to make our own guitars, smell the wood chips, dust, lacquer, pick guards. In another lifetime, we would have done that. We did not get a chance to do that today. We showed up, they were super great. Had Sherry, who'd been working here for 18 years, and her husband over 30, who knew Gibson well and said, we know why you're here, but we're actually not open to the public. We actually haven't been doing tours for like a decade. And it's because they just recently expanded, and they're really just trying to figure out exactly what's next and how they want to go do tours and different things, really just in a new way. It was really neat to learn about the history. What I've learned is that Gibson is, I think even though it was purchased by a bigger company now, it still kind of maintains that homegrown roots. Sherry was telling us that for a long time, folks didn't even know this place was here. This whole like way it looks right now, black with Gibson, black building with Gibson kind of popping to you in steel and all these wood accents. It was just a plain gray building before that really great craftsmen worked in. So even the people who used to give the tours used to know these things very intimately, no longer here, they retired or something like that. So whatever the case is, we didn't get a chance to take a look at Gibson today. So probably in a year's time, we will come back and check it out. But at the very least, even just as the young Joseph inside gets excited, it's really cool just to hear after so many years of waiting to go see the Gibson factory in person. I get to see it, but didn't get to see indoors. But that just gives me one more thing to wait for and wish for. But luckily, the people in Bozeman are so daggone nice that it doesn't even matter, because even being told you can't come in, for some reason you still feel good because they're just really nice about it. So next time we'll be here, we'll be in there, rocking and rolling, making maybe that J45 guitar that I missed, got stolen, maybe from scratch once again. Oh, one more thing. We're gonna go check out Music Villa. Sherry said, look, if you do wanna see guitars, they actually got an epic showroom there, and they only have some guitars in there that it's only for them. You won't see them anywhere in the world, so we're gonna go try to check that out, see if we can at least get like somewhat of a Gibson guitar experience. So in the meantime, still, we'll get the real experience hopefully later, but right now, I don't want to say we'll take second best, we'll go check out that showroom. Sounds cool, man. So that's a cool guitar. And it's just gonna have a lot more of a body clean sound. You know what sounds epic though? Like nothing sounds cooler than a 12 string. It sounds like an orchestra. Dang, right?
He sure looks good playing that. Yeah, you gotta take that home. Woo!
All right, amigos, we are wrapping up our time here in Montana. We actually spent a couple extra days here because we just loved it so much. We pulled into a park last night. We actually tried to pull into a park last night right on Placid Lake, but they were all full. So we backtracked a little bit and found this gym. Check it out. Flowing water, the best way to put you to sleep. These wide open spaces where you can get the van level. It's been unreal. So Montana's been amazing. The food's been epic. The people have been so kind. Reminds me a lot of Austin, Texas. So all that to say, we are stoked to be in Montana for the time that we got to be here. We will definitely be back. I mean, who doesn't like the land of Gibson guitars and really kind, great people, and probably most epically, the mountains. Making our way into Canada. I'm gonna go see our Canadian buddies there. I was practicing some of my accents to acclimate to, is it acclimate? To integrate with the people, integrate with the folks there in Canada. And I was saying things like top of the morning and stuff, and Kelsie was like, you know, that's Irish, right? Or whatever. So it's one of those ones I got to work on. I was trying to embody Wayne's World. Are they Canadian? He sounds Canadian. What is it, Mike Myers? He goes like, what's the Canadian thing to say? Sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry. You sure? It sounds like Wayne's World. Sorry. Either way, we're heading into Canada. It's gonna be almost a week of driving. We're gonna take our time, but we're gonna be driving hard through Canada and then making our way into the last frontier, Alaska. Montana, you've been good to us. We love being here. We'll definitely be back. And on our way to Canada, we'll see you Mounties soon. Hey.